weekend, one of the oldest family-owned bars in the city gets to keep its doors open. We're going to be talking with the owners of the Peter McManus Cafe in Chelsea. Well, there's something to be said for a business that has longevity in New York City. The Peter McManus Cafe is one of those places. It's been in Chelsea for 85 years, and Christal joining us now with the story of a small business that really got a big boost.
Yes, they did. You know, it is tough to be in New York City and be a restaurant and stay alive. COVID has not been kind to the restaurant industry, but the Peter McManus Cafe did get a big surprise, a very welcome one. Take a look.
Although the name isn't Cheers, the Peter McManus Cafe in Chelsea is the type of place where everyone knows your name. In existence since 1936, it's the oldest family-run bar in New York City.
Peter McManus was my grandfather. Then it was my father and his brother, Peter Jr. Then it was my father. Then it was my father and myself. And now it's myself and Justin.
I love it. Since he was a kid, this place has been a sort of second home for Justin McManus.
I grew up here, which was definitely, you know, I got the experiences right away. You know, I mean, he would tell me, you know, I was pouring beers for people. I was 4 or 5 years old, barely could see over the bar, but he was like, you poured beer with perfect head and everything, so I knew you were in.
It's true.
He couldn't, his head wouldn't fit over the bar, but he puts the glass up there and put his hand out for the money. That's honest truth.
If you're not doing something right, New Yorkers can be very critical, and they will check it out, but they won't keep coming back. So what do you think you're putting out there that is making people go, that's my neighborhood spot?
My father greeted everybody like they were a king. Didn't matter who you were, what color, whatever, nationality, he treated you with respect.
Through the years, the vibe has remained warm and the food consistently good. What do people come here and love?
Everything.
But it's the corned beef and burgers that have been award-winning. So I'm always interested in what makes a favorite a favorite. The corned beef does look really delicious, but I want to try the award burger. Oh my. A little messy, but so good. Over the years, this place has seen its share of triumphs and trials, but none of them were a match for the challenges of operating during a pandemic. Then Barstool Sports entered the picture with a fund to help struggling businesses.
Two of my employees actually, you know, emailed, and then some regulars and other friends, you know, told me they emailed on my behalf too.
Looking back at the history and seeing how my family has done so much, you know, to strive and keep this place operational, I can't let it die on my watch, and I'll do anything.
And wouldn't you know it, Justin eventually got the call he was hoping for.
He said, he goes, I watched the video and read about it, and this is exactly, you know, the point of what I made this video for. Here's, you know, you're a place that's, you know, been in the same family for generations, been in the same neighborhood for decades, and, you know, you would be really missed.
So here's the history of good times and good eats at Peter McManus Cafe, and to another generation of the McManus family that may one day inherit it all.
We're in it for the long game, and you know, it's like, especially in this space, so you can't replicate, you know, just the history and, you know, what makes you classic.
Now, if you're thinking that place looks familiar, maybe I've been there or I've seen it somewhere before. It's been in several movies and TV shows, Highlander, Radio Days, and then in TV shows like Law and Order, Seinfeld, and Saturday Night Live.
It does look familiar.
Yes, because it's that Irish pub feel, but very neighborhoody, and the food was really delicious. So again, here's to another 100 years. 185 years going.
Especially as we're right around the corner from St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yes, exactly. A St. Patty's location.
Yes. All right, Christal, thank you.
You're welcome.
Healthy way.